Well, it should be okay. We are live now.
It,
Live and
yeah,
direct on the TruMon Show. Janik, your host. A pleasure to have my brother PT Prashant again back with me on the TruMon Show. How are you, brother?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm doing well now. Yeah, it's warm, not the cold. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
we
tropical
ju-
jungle
yeah.
feel. Yeah, yeah,
Just to specify to people who are watching, PT is now in the jungle in India, so it's going to be jungle transmission, internet transmission. So we're going to try to do
yes.
our best to not lag too
Keep it
much, but
going.
it's not really in our control. So it's the internet issue, and but so far it's good. Like we've been talking for a while, and we had no problem, so we should be okay. The first thing I want to talk about today, Prashant, is the
Yes.
principles, because I don't think it's, even if we have touched the subject a bit, but the topic, I prefer topic than subject. I don't want to eject with a subject.
Yes.
I don't like that word. I prefer
Yes.
topic. I prefer topic. It's
Yeah.
more, it's less,
Yeah.
I don't know, sub. I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
Everything.
I don't
I
like that. Everything that is sub. These words don't really. So,
most
huh?
kind of thing where you divide things up, like and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
like in
So that,
school you have subjects.
that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. In school, you
Yeah.
have subjects and stuff. So I got out of school. I want to relearn everything I've learned in school. So I'm not going to go with
Yeah.
subject again.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing I want to talk about, and I don't think it's a big deal, even if we have touched the topic a little bit, because I was reflecting on that a lot. And it's the core principles of manifestation, okay? Because we want to manifest something here on earth, a shift in consciousness, or whatever you want to call it. There's something operating. We're becoming a little bit wiser. We're asking questions. So,
Yes.
so at the same time, with realizing all that power that we have inside, the power of our mind, the mind is very, very powerful. Even, I
Yes.
think we can even synchronize stuff in our life sometimes. So I would like you to
Yes.
make us like a big picture of that, the core principles of manifestation, and how can we manifest in our life and in the collective also.
Right. Yeah, the thing with manifestation is that before people try and manifest at all anything, like it's best to like actually get the psychological work done on oneself. Like if if you have any psychological like problem or anything like which is like, and you are having some kind of deviation from the multiversal laws or principles within your own being, then whatever you manifest will be tainted with that. Okay, so you're like, it's not like you won't have your head in order to manifest which is the best for you. Finally, what you want to manifest is something which is good for you, is you don't want to manifest anything which is bad for you, or it's painful for you, or it's problem. So for that, clearing up your psyche or your consciousness, like whatever, like the current mental consciousness is an important thing. I mean, if you don't do that, then manifestation will be according to that. And if you talked about, the thing is that if you have a problem internally, mentally, then the same problem manifests externally. So so that is, so like doing that work, internal work, the psychological work, then actually trying to manifest as you are, because as you are, you will manifest some kind of problem, some kind of issue, or some kind of, so doing that work before the word manifestation even comes into place will be a good thing, you know yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to do in our to master our
Yeah.
mind. I think, but
Yeah.
these things, there's stuff I've done in my life. I have thought about
Yeah.
without knowing all that power, and later on in my life, these things I've manifested. So I'm like, uh, could my mind be very powerful even without mastering it, without having total control on the subconscious and all that? We can
Yeah.
even affect our reality. So imagine if we get to master the mind like a master, like what we can manifest. That's what I'm talking about. It's more like the
That's what
mastering of the
in
mind,
that.
like you said.
Yeah, in that, what I would say is that everybody is manifesting their reality.
Yeah,
Is manifesting their reality. Everyone is. Okay. I mean, that way, everyone is manifesting their reality. Everyone is. Okay. So, like, not a single being is not manifesting their reality. Okay, so but see, a lot of people's reality is not so good now, even though they're manifesting it. It's not pleasant, or it's not fun, it's not something which they enjoy, or is something which is giving them grief, or is something which is giving them problems and all of that. Okay, they are manifesting it, but that's what is happening. Okay, so that's what we have to understand. Why are people manifesting that kind of reality? Okay, so then people have to understand that they, as they are, need change. There's some change which needs to take place internally. You can't, like, I mean, everybody manifests. Like, so no matter which person is, whichever situation they are in on this earth, they're all manifesting. Okay, it's not a single being who's not manifesting. Okay, but point is, what are you going to manifest? Okay, like you said, you thought about something, so it's going to happen with everybody. Okay, but people manifest whatever their consciousness limits them to. Like, okay, whatever their paradigm is, whatever their mental paradigm is, they can't break out of that to manifest something which is beyond that. Okay, so there is a prison thing here as well, you know, like, as to the limits of what people think is possible. There is a whole thing like, oh, is this possible, is this not possible? And another thing is whether it is actually good for themselves or the rest of the beings or everyone concerned. Like, because when you have to manifest, it's a responsible thing. You have to be responsible for yourself and other beings too. So so you have to be take care of, like, what are you planning to manifest, and for what reason? What is the purpose of that manifestation? Yeah. So
And with manifestation also comes another word, which is creation. You know, if you
yeah,
manifest something, it means
yeah,
you're creating something. So could
yeah,
there's that part of creation always that is very
yeah,
that's where the mystery is, the intrigue, the whole thing about the earth and the mountains, the river, like everything is so divine. So it's such a paradise, such a, it's creation. It's very, very,
creation.
that's where the
But
intrigue and the mystery is. So,
yeah,
if
but
someone
the thing.
had to manifest something or say, like, it's that part
Yes, yes.
that I.
Yes, Yannick. The thing is that this is also being manifested. If you're seeing this tree behind me, if you're seeing this forest around you, if you see, like, there's a forest around here, okay, like there's a forest, right? Okay, and this, like, that thing, and all of this has been manifested by a being only. Even forests are manifested by beings. Okay, nothing is automatic. People think nature is automatic, or something is automatic. It's not like that. It's some being who has done the penance, and they have manifested this. Somebody has manifested this weather which I'm in. Okay, somebody has manifested this creation. That whole creation is manifested, and is a manifestation of someone, some beings. Okay, they are beings only who have manifested all these things. Like, they call it terraforming now. They have different terms for these kind of things. Like, or geo, that thing, geoforming, terraforming, whatever you want to call it. But it has a manifestation and creation only, because people have a very little view of creation right now. People just creating little things, or this thing or that thing. People think that's creation. Okay, creation is bigger than that. You can create whole realms, like rishis and systems and planes and all kinds of things. So, but again, all of that comes with a sense of responsibility. Like, you can create and manifest anything, but there is a sense of responsibility attached to it. How does that affect the whole continuum, other beings, other manifestations, whatever? Like, so there is a actual, but obviously, to get to that level of power, or that thing where people can manifest whole planes and stuff, requires a totally different kind of mindset than what people have right on earth right now. Where they're trapped in their little jobs and little that things and little paradigms. It's very minute little paradigms people are trapped in. So, that requires a completely different side of mindset, and that mindset will only, you will step towards it even if you break boundaries first, slowly by slowly. you know as you, like, even like connecting with nature, for example, you come to realize there is a bigger world than your little box office world, wherever you're working, maybe, or whatever, little hole you are in, or anything. You realize a little bit of vastness of it all. So that is a good step for people to actually, like, break those shackles of the mind and the mind programming prison matrix which people are staying in, and they're manifesting within that. Because somebody else is setting up the agenda. You're going to manifest within this, okay, or create within this, and then people are trapped, and then they create within that little, small pocket of So also the powers of manifestation are still working in everyone, but they are sort of confined to that little box, basically. Yeah.
And when we talk about creation again, let's go back on that subject. It's very fascinating for me. No?
Yeah.
We can. I think creation is ongoing. Also, could it be possible? Like for sure, it's ongoing. Like we're making children, we're creating stuff. But I mean,
Yeah.
could there be like new animals? New animals suddenly showing up, being
Yeah.
created by those
Yeah.
beings or the force, or could there be new fishy? Because we find often new stuff. Like, could that be like brand new? Can there still? Because if we go to Babylon and we look at creation, it's a bing bang and everything comes out. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
I mean,
But if we go to divine thinking and start thinking a little bit and use our consciousness, we can realize that creation is ongoing. What do you think about that?
but yeah, creation is ongoing. A lot of things are being created right now. For example, new hells are being created as well. Like as we speak. Yeah. Yeah. So that is definitely new. Like like a lot of new hells are being created. Okay. Like like creation is ongoing. Obviously, like it responds to the force, responds to everything. Like what is going on. It's not like something which is fixed already. Nothing is fixed or anything. Everything is in process. It's in motion. Everything is happening at, like, for example, like I make the music right now, and it's all new music what I'm making right now. Like there is an Indian classical kind of thing which was there, but what I'm playing right now is not Indian classical. It's different from that. But it's not Western classical, it's not Indian classical, it's not reggae, it's not rock, it's not this, it's not blues, it's not jazz, it's not any of these things which people like associate with music. Okay, so a new kind of music is being made, or like then different skies will come, or different, like even in my life, like if I'm creating different sunsets and different skies, like they're all new creations. Like that sunset, that kind of sky might not have happened on earth before, of anything of that kind, with those colors or that kind of vibration or that kind of intensity or that kind of anything. So um, like a whole in the whole plane, a lot of new things always happen, but for that one has to actually break out of all this like little mind programming which people are under, where they are in very small boxes, like I said. Beings who create a whole like continent or a plane or a ecosystem, they have a very different kind of thinking. Okay, like if you have to create an ecosystem, like you have a different kind of thinking, because everything has to work, everything has to work. Like all the plants and trees, they have to, animals, everything, whatever, everything has to work. Like it's much more than creating technology. Of any in technology also, you have to, everything has to work. For example, to make something, like technically work. Okay, so you need a like a very intense perception and force with you to create those kind of things. As far as creating reality is concerned, every being is creating reality all the time, but what reality they create is a different matter. Like that is the, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because
So
also that's very important what you're saying there, because I was going to go to that. It's very important to create something original. We want to be original. And in
yeah,
that sense, what you said, when you say I create music,
yeah,
it's not reggae, it's not rock, it's
yeah,
not, it's original. It's PT's music. I don't have to
yes,
fit in any kind of music, but this is our
yeah, yeah,
biggest, I think, issue in our life is we want to fit in so much. So we go make reggae, we go make rocks, we go make punk, we go make, we want to fit in a certain group of people. Okay, I
yeah,
love reggae music, but I love
yeah,
diversity also. I love all kinds of music. I
yeah,
love the
yeah, yeah,
nature's music, you know?
yeah, but that thing, I mean, if that is a very small box, for example, if somebody said, okay, you have to play some reggae rhythm only and the reggae
Yeah.
rhythm only, and then you have to make music on that only, then that will be a very limiting box. Like, I mean, I don't know how that is even possible, how these people do it. I mean, I'm surprised myself and stick to that. I mean, even though if your person makes one or two rhythms, okay, some different four sound, it's something, it doesn't have to be in that rhythmic pattern, or it can change or something. You're not like a robot which
Yeah,
is
that's it.
stuck to that, like I mean, and cannot move out of that, or like it's not a, like, I mean, I don't know, it's in this modern age right now, it's a specialization, specialization. Then
I think
people have gotten very that thing, like, and if somebody gets something, yeah, yeah, if they get some like name or fame in something, then they continue doing that in order to preserve that name and fame. Like, okay, oh, public sees me like that, or if they want that, I'll give it to them. I'll get my, like, name and fame and whatever. Like, I mean, so all the specialization thing is a big problem. Like, like in everything, like how can a person say that I just study chemistry or physics or that thing? I mean, it's just biology, but it just makes no sense to me, all these things, like this kind of specializations which people do in this day
I
and age. Yeah,
I
make
think
little
it's
box.
part of the
Yeah,
ego, self-obsession. You become self-obsessed by that kind of music. We're very much self-obsessed. So I think it's just normal that we get obsessed about this kind of music, and then we don't go off of this, and that's all we experience all
I
our
mean,
life. I mean, there's other
but
stuff.
I don't think it's even that. I mean, even a lot of artists and musicians and stuff, like, they actually get very bored playing the same song over and over. I don't know of any artist or musician which doesn't song every evening or anything like that. No, nobody likes it. Okay,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that's fact is no one likes it. Like no one, everyone. But people just do it for either money or name or fame, or like there are different things people do that thing for. But it is not like out of one's liking, or nobody wants to do that. you know all the artists, like, or any musician, they don't want to play the same thing over and over.
And
like
again, after there comes the copyright and the stuff you do to protect that song. I think, music, any creation should be for everyone. I don't think
yeah.
there should be copyright and all that. Like the whole system is very, very tight, very. So, yeah, you create just more self obsession. And I think so.
And we are moving away from that, though. We are moving away from that. This is 60s and 70s now. Like right now with internet, everything is more open and everyone can. It's becoming more open compared to 30, 40, 50 years ago, when it was totally controlled, when sound and music was totally controlled. Right now, everybody can do whatever and publish whatever on YouTube or any other SoundCloud or whatever. Like, so it is opening up more. Like, it is not such a that thing now as it was before. So I mean, this progress is good, but only thing is that people, so again, to even go into all these things, people still need to do some research, or people still need to gain some knowledge or something for music or sounds or anything, like, and people don't do that work. Everyone wants to immediately get the result and cake, and like no one wants to actually work for it, or like, like no one wants to like be responsible, work and that thing and spend time. Okay, people want things instantaneously. No one wants to like what is required to get something done, and that is
Exactly.
a important point. I mean, I think like we have been made more into a wishing culture. Wish, everyone wishes for things. I wish this was so, I wish that was so, like, wish. Okay, like, but the important point here is that one should be like, I want this, but I'm ready to work for this. Okay, that's a different attitude. Like, yeah, if I want that, but I'm ready to work for that. Okay, whatever I want, that's a different attitude than, oh, I wish that would happen, or like wish, like this wishing culture. And like, it's in the West also, it's a very big thing, the wishing thing. And then praying thing is connected to that, because in praying you wish, or no, say, oh Lord, maybe like give me this or give me that, or all this wishing and praying culture which has been created, which doesn't do bode well for human beings as a whole, I would say, like this. Yeah,
Not at
yeah,
all, because that's what pretty much kills us is our desires. That's what it is. You say about wishing, it's your
yeah.
desire. Why do like we have
but,
like
but desire is a good thing.
I can
Yeah,
desire anything. I can desire a bar of chocolate right now and go to the store. My heart like telling me, "Hey, I love chocolate and I love potato chips." But that's all desires. If we go back to
yeah,
the core and really, really strengthen our mind, we can resist to these stuff. We don't have to give
yeah,
in
but
to that.
yeah, but desire, I don't mind desire. Desire is a good thing. Desire propels you forward. Desire makes you, like, if someone wants, desires bliss and happiness and like good health or anything like that, then they will be ready to work for it. Desire means something you work for. Okay, you have a desire, then you work for that. Okay, like that's a different thing than just wanting something without doing anything. you know that's there are two different things here. Like there's a desire, and then you have a desire, then you work for whatever you want. Like, okay, like when you are desiring some like this chocolate or something, you actually desiring a good taste. What you actually desiring a good taste. Okay, so you can find out what a good taste is for yourself. Okay, so desire is not bad per se. Okay, there's nothing wrong with the desire. Okay, you were just my mixing it up what the good taste is, because you don't know as yet what good taste is. Okay, so the desire part is not a bad part. Desire is the thing which will take you up. Okay, but you have to work for it. You should be like, okay, if I have some desire, I'm ready to work for it. It shouldn't be like, oh, it should just happen to me. And that's the whole thing comes like, okay, healing. There's another word, big word, healing in this world. Okay, healing. Okay, it's a very big word right now. Okay, and it's like healing means like someone else will come and heal you. Okay, so you'll just be lying around and someone else will come and heal you. Okay, so what are you doing? Nothing. Like, right? So you want something to happen without you doing anything. It comes to the same. And that's why this fraud or hoax called healing is so big in this world, because people want something for nothing. Okay, so that is the big, and they want to like, okay, so if you got healed, even if you get healed, but mostly you won't. Even if I just say like, okay, someone heals you, okay, something, your problem went away, but then the problem will come again, because whatever caused the problem in the first place in you is still there. you know so that problem is going to come back same, because you are not taken out what, if you're taken the work and to taken out what has caused you that problem, then you will do some work, and then that will be healing. That'll be real healing for you. you know it's always like somebody else has to come and do something for me. Okay, then what are you going to do? What is your action? Like, I mean your desire should lead to your action. If you
Yeah.
want something, you should be ready to work for it, whatever that may be. But at
That,
least, even if it's the wrong thing, even, and you work for it, it'll at least make you responsible, and it'll give you a sense of, okay, I achieved this by my own work. Okay, and I did this. Even if you learn more from doing the work yourself than just wishing and hoping for it. you know it's a very, I mean, even kids, like right now in the Disney movies and all that, they're always shown wishing and wishing, like all these, like if you see the Disney movies and stuff which they show the kids, it's all about wishing and wishes, wishes, wishing, wishes. I mean, everywhere you see that, like that word. And in Sanskrit, that word used to mean poison. In Sanskrit, wish means poison.
wow.
It,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, and in English it means like such a good thing, like, Santa will come here, fulfill your wishes. Then as a child, I think in the West they are
Which,
trained
which
to wish,
it
like,
seems
like it's,
similar.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, and which is a good word, but they made it into a bad word. Okay, but
Yeah.
like that, I'll not go into. Okay, but the word wish, and it's like, it's a big thing. I mean, and uh, most of the problem I see coming from this wishing rather than wanting to work for whatever one wants. I mean, and desires, like, you know.
But if anyone wants to heal their trauma, I always said it. I'm here to heal my trauma. I came on YouTube to heal my trauma, and I say it every time, every day. I think I say it. I'm here to heal, and I don't wait
Yeah,
for someone to come and save me. I know I have some work to do. We're here with the body. We're meant for action. It's just we have some fears. It's the fears sometimes that it's very potent, and even me, I experience it still today. Sometimes I get caught up in fear and stuff, programming, and it's very hard to
yeah,
undo that programming. And I think that's where the healing part comes in. It's to
yeah,
heal that
yeah,
trauma, heal that program you have inside, and redo that blueprint.
yeah,
But for that, you
yeah.
need to be in action. You cannot just sit and pray and wish and do these things. You got to be in action. You got to either write books, do something for the benefit of us all. I think that's the key is right there.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
in
but
sharing and
yeah,
giving, sharing, caring, giving.
but yeah, and I'm against, like, I'm still, like, personally, I'm against people doing things outside in the outside world before they have sorted themselves out.
Yeah,
Like, if I
that's
am
it.
not sure about something, yeah, like, I mean, if I'm not sorted and I share that out into the world, which I'm not sorted about something myself, and I share that out in the world, then I'm doing a disservice to everyone. I'm doing a disservice to all the people out there who will take my thing which is not sorted and apply it and will get not sorted results. And like, and everybody's out to put their thing out. Everyone wants to put their thing out there in the world without even making sure whether it works for them or not. you know like, they've not tested it on themselves, they've not worked it on themselves, but they just want to take it out, put it out. That's why there's so many authors, so many people making music, so much junk is being made into this world right now. So many people are doing so much nonsense, and all of that negatively affects other people who listen to it, who read it, who who go by it, who like get influenced by it. It negatively affects people. I mean, and all that karma, which the word like comes to you because you are the one who put that out without thinking, without being responsible, without being clear, without being sorted, without being coherent, without being any of these things. So like, there's this sense of seriousness and responsibility which has to come into each being before they put anything out. And I personally feel responsible that way myself. But people are not feeling that responsible for anything, because they don't understand how the multiverse functions, because everything which you do is being seen and is being watched. Okay, you are on 24-hour camera. Okay, and every action you do is seen, and whatever result and effects happen from that are also being seen. Everything is under that thing. There's people talk about big brother and monitoring. you know Multiverse has much bigger monitoring than that. I mean that's nothing. What these people are monitoring and stuff like that. Your whole action, your whole life is continuously under watch, and whatever actions and ripples which happen from that, and consequences and results are being seen as well, and all that karma is yours. Okay, so one has to get this sense of what is actually going on. Like, when you do something, you are actually influencing, affecting things. You can't just say, I'm just going to do this, I'm going to take this book out, I don't care what happens to people who read it. Okay, or what happens to people who like get influenced by it. That's not how the way the multiverse functions. Like, right now you might not get anything. Like, in this day and age, you will not get any, like, say, like, something. You will not get the law according to you for writing a book or releasing some music, because it's allowed. Like, any kind of nonsensical action is allowed right now. Like, it's not like nobody's going to come to you and say you won't do it. Okay, like, nothing like that. But from multiverse's point of view, it's different. you know like, amount of like junk which has been written in the last 100 200 years is, in the name of fiction and all of these things, is tremendous. It's heap of garbage out there. Heaps and heaps and heaps. You know of incoherent gibberish, which is comes out as novels and all kinds of things. Like, it. Like, I don't have to say, like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But
yeah,
we're in this lack of awareness, this abyss of unawareness. No, it's terrible.
yes,
I see it so much on social media, and especially I deal with a lot of reggae singers. And you think
yes,
sometimes these guys would be like, especially the Rasta guy with the big dreads and they're rebel and all that. They would have a
yeah.
sense of awareness and that, but my man, sometimes it's outrageous the stuff I see and the
Okay.
stuff I
I mean,
read. You can see when someone open their
there's
mouth
those
and right, you can see their level of awareness right
yeah.
there, and it's so
Because I think some people are corporate people in a different guise. Okay, like, they're still corporate people, but they are in a different guise. Like, okay, some people think, okay, these people have this kind of look, outside look, but they're the same people as the people in the suits in the
yeah.
companies.
That's it,
They're not different. They are not different actually. They're the same, but they just have different guises. Okay, okay, like, so that kind of thing happens. And again, because people don't understand the karma thing, like what action means and what consequence means. If you do an action, if there's a consequence, and then it'll come back to you. That basic principle people do not understand. So that's where the lack of awareness is, like, in understanding
oh
that
yeah,
if you do all this, it'll come back to you. Okay, so whatever way you do, and if you become big, and if you're doing a whole lot, then all of that karma will come back to you. Like, that'll be a huge thing. There'll be lifetimes you'll be paying that off. It'll not be like, it's not going to be like a easy thing. Like, so people just don't understand this simple principle of cause and effect, and action and reaction, and like action consequence. All this basic thing is not understood. Like, so that's, yeah,
it's more
yeah, that's
important
where
to
it,
it's more important to put on a disguise and put your costume or stuff, because everybody wears a costume, everybody almost wears a mask. Like me, I'm very like, I'm not attracted by people who have an appearance, that give themselves
yeah,
an appearance, like that make sure that their
I mean,
outside look is very,
because
very. You know
because
what I mean? I like guys
yeah,
natural like you. You're
because
there sitting there. You have
because
no
you are
clothes. Uh,
yeah,
you know,
because you have to work on it. Like for example, like when I like my hair is growing, okay, if I have to turn it into breeds, I'll have to work on it, right? I mean,
yeah.
if I leave my hair, yeah, if I leave my hair be, then it will just I've never touched my hair. I've never gone to a hairdresser or in my life, okay, so I don't know, like, okay, like
I
my
don't
hair
think
is
you
just
go
like how it
there.
is. Yeah, yeah. So my point is that like people who work on that kind of thing, who are concentrations on how is my hair gonna be like, or that thing, or they're knotting it, they're working so hard on it, that's a different kind of attitude, like which people have, like some people have and stuff like that. Because again, that is to fit into a certain thing, like if you're going to be this, like if you're going to have the dreads, then you're going to be this kind of person. Or no, again, you have to fitting yourself into a pocket, where this is going to be the case. I mean, when people put clothes on, like it's not like about whether something is comfortable for them, or whether it's nice, or like something useful for them. They do it because it'll have this kind of image, so it's about image. It's not about what is actually works for you, like what is best for your body, rather than some other people whom so it might be like out there, like it's all about that kind of thing, like it's yeah,
And when it comes to that, it's a good subject I want to bring to you about. It's self-obsession, ego, and
yeah,
all that. But could
yeah.
it be? Could it be programmed in our DNA, the ego? Because in some people, it's like it seems to be the default state. We seem to be egotistic by default. If you don't work on yourself, if you don't really do that massive work on you, on your mind, and that to master, to have personal mastery, that's the
I
goal.
mean,
Could it
I've
be?
got nothing against.
Could
I'm
it
not.
be in
I've
our
got nothing
DNA?
against self obsession.
Huh?
It's not like it. I see. I've got nothing against self obsession. Self obsession is a very good thing. Okay, okay. You have to be obsessed about yourself. Okay, because nobody else will be. Only you have to be obsessed about yourself. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Like so, number one, you have to be obsessed about yourself. But obsessed about yourself means that you want to raise yourself. If you are actually obsessed about yourself, then you would yourself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's automatic. I mean, how can you obsess about yourself and not want to raise yourself? Okay, that doesn't make any sense, like, so the ego thing comes in the convoluted thing. Ego is just the sense of knowing, your false sense of knowing, which I
Yeah.
told you, like they have given so many things for people. Now they know what's good for them. People already know at the age of 10 or 9, okay, I know what's good for me, that I have to get a Ferrari. That's what's good for me, like, at age of 10 or 11, people will think that, okay, they have already a fixed programming about what is good for them. Okay, they are not going to try and find out. Maybe Ferraris may not be so good for them. If they started, they might have accident in 5 minutes because it goes so fast, and like it might not be so good for them. Like it's not people don't practically look into what's good for me or my body or my being. Okay, there's a sense of practicality and basic common sense missing here in all these things. So like like as I say, common sense is uncommon right now.
Exactly. I was
Common
gonna say it.
sense
It's not
is
common
uncommon.
practice.
It's not common at all. Like, okay, so eh, there's nothing wrong with about being self-obsessed. A person should take care of themselves. Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
who, if you don't take care of yourself, who will take care of you yourself?
Nobody
I
really
mean,
care.
yeah. If you don't take care of your own self, who will take care of yourself? I mean, that makes it like, I mean, obviously you have to be self-responsible. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's also
You
to
can be.
honor. It's also to honor. Like I want to honor that person I see in front of
Yeah,
me, on the camera. Me, I want to honor this guy. I'm here for a very
yeah. I
divine
mean,
experience, and I've
I mean,
realized that I have to honor the body. I have to honor. I'm alive and I'm well and
yeah,
I'm healthy. I have a fucked up knee, but at least I'm healthy. I'm there,
yeah. I
vibrant.
mean, yeah,
So why not honor it?
or like honor, like if you honor yourself or your body and that thing, then if another being comes in front of you who is honoring their self and body, and and who knows more or that thing, and who can tell you more, then you will automatically honor them. See, that is going to be automatic. Like if you are doing that to yourself, like, okay, like, I mean, for example, there is a like a like a sort of a master, like a martial arts master, okay, who's working on their body and they are preparing themselves in a martial arts way, right? Okay, and then they come across another being who is also martial arts master, but they are more disciplined. and more that thing, and they know more than them, and they are stronger than them, so they'll automatically honor that being. Okay, because they are striving for that, and they know, they can see that, okay, that thing is that, okay, so then they'll automatically honor. You won't even have to say anything, or nobody has to, like, like it's automatic, that part. Okay, but you have to be working on yourself first. If you are in that thing, only then you honor. you know when you when you feel like, like everything, you have let yourself go. Those kind of beings, they don't honor anybody. Why would they go and honor anybody? They'll just be like, saying, okay, where is the next heroin stick? I'm just gonna go take that and just lie down somewhere. Like, I
Exactly.
mean, I mean, I mean, so what I'm saying is that happens automatically once, for beings who are actually on the path of self development or self evolution. Okay, like
That's
for those
why
beings, it's automatic. Yeah,
that's why the
yeah,
work we do here together is very natural. Like our vibe is matching very naturally. Like we don't plan anything. No, me and PT, we just say, okay, we get together, we reason, and the vibe is very, very natural. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for fakery anymore. I want stuff to be true and real. And that's what happened with us. And that's what
yeah,
happened also. Like you say, people are going to show up in your life. And suddenly, that's what happened to me. I started that, like, I had no plan. I suddenly wake up and realize I was lied to about everything. And I said, okay, I got to connect with people. Now I got to know more about myself, about the world, about awareness. So,
yeah.
by taking
So,
action,
that's,
different
so,
people showed up and I had different reasoning. And now with you, which is in all this very naturally.
yeah, yes, but the point is that, there's a starting point. You started working on yourself. Oh, like, I
Oh,
have to
yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh
yeah. A
yeah.
long
So
time
I
before.
have to know.
Yeah.
It
Wait.
starts from that. It starts from that. Like, okay, I have to know, then I have to do something about it. Okay, like there's actions I'm going to take. Okay, that's what we were talking about. One has to get to that. Oh, I'm going to raise myself and I'm going to take some action about it. Okay, only then honor and everything will come automatically. Do that is actually genuine about that, or seeking or sincere in that, will automatically do the right thing when it comes across beings who are further on the path, or who have done it more, or who have already done it, and all of those things. Like, they don't need any special that things to, like, there is, that's going to happen automatically. But beings have to start somewhere. Like, they have to actually be serious and sincere about that, which I find most beings are not serious and sincere about themselves. Serious about some topic. There are a lot of people who are serious about some topic or the other. There is, like, some people are serious about this topic, some people are serious about that topic. But that topic is not you. Okay, like, I mean, what are you? Like, I mean, that is a topic. Okay, but your life is not one topic, is it? When you live from morning to evening, or like, you eat food, you breathe, and you do things, and you whatever actions you do, like, that's not one topic, right? No, I mean, people are just, like, let's say, obsessed more about this topic or that topic. You know, I don't think people are self-obsessed mostly. People are more obsessed about this celebrity, that celebrity, this thing, that thing. What happened to that guy? What happened to the president? What happened to this thing? They're not, you know, they
Yeah,
are not
maybe
actually
maybe the
self-obsessed.
key
Yeah,
maybe the key is to create that self obsession, like you said, because we're not nobody is really
yeah,
self obsessed. We
yeah.
encourage everybody else but ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, people are not so self-obsessed, and if people were self-obsessed, then everyone will be working on their evolution, right?
Yeah,
Those whole 7 billion people will be like, each one will be working for their evolution, like, right? Then that
yeah,
will be a totally
makes
different world.
sense.
If today everyone rises up and says, "Oh, I'm going to work towards my evolution," then we'll have a totally different world. Like, this whole world will change in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, the whole world will change. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's going to
yeah.
be a totally different world. Like, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the same world which we have right now within 5 minutes. Like, so that's a different thing. But beings have to, like, obviously understand that if they do some action, there'll be a reaction, and when the reaction is happening, which they don't like, which is leading to pain, sorrow, unpleasantness, all these negative things, then they have to realize that they have to change their action. It's not rocket science. Okay, it's very simple. I mean, stuff. I mean, simple, commonsensical stuff which people have to understand. You know, right now people are just not ready to understand that actions have consequences. I mean, it's a very simple, childish thing. Their notion they have. Okay, I'll do actions, but there'll be no consequences to me. They just think that. So I'll just do that. Okay, I'll drink Gatorade. Okay, I'll put this in my body, but nothing will happen to me. Okay, like, it's a very childish, okay, like, strange notion, you know, like, beings have, that I'm going to do this. but there will be no consequences. Okay, but where have you seen that? I mean, if you hit your hand onto the wall, your hand will hurt. Okay, it's not, not gonna hurt, like I'm saying. Like, I mean, you will say, no, no, it won't happen to me. Everyone thinks they're special, in that way. Everyone thinks that it's not going to happen to me. It might happen to everyone else, but it is not going to happen to me. Okay. But
And
it is going to happen.
whatever happened to you, 80% don't care, 20% are glad it happened to you. So where's the self obsession?
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, like, so it's like that way. People, everybody thinks they're special. You know, I mean, that's a big problem in this world, because everyone thinks they're special. They think that they're special. They're exempt from the laws of this multiverse. That everybody thinks that they're exempt from the laws of this multiverse. Right now, people are trained and programmed to just think that you have to follow the laws of the government or the system, and no other laws apply, and you're exempt from everything else. They have this mindset. Okay, so everyone follows the laws and rules of whatever country they are in. Okay, that's all. But they think they're totally exempt from the laws of the real laws, which are the real laws of the multiverse. They're totally exempt from them, you know because, oh,
That's
I
what
mean, I
I have
was paying my
written here.
taxes.
Natural laws. I
Yeah,
had it written.
yeah,
Just talking about
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, people think that, okay, if I'm in Canada, I'll drive on the right or left or whatever, or if I'll do this, whatever the laws are out there and that thing, and I'll just do that and I'll be fine, I'll be safe. Okay, if I follow.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
then, and nobody, and the government will not tell you that you are breaking the multiversal laws or the natural laws. Okay, they're not going to tell you that. Okay, nobody, no, your school is not going to tell you that, your teachers are not going to tell you that, no one is going to tell you about it. Okay, so
That's profound.
yeah,
That's profound. That's true.
yeah, 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 yeah. So that's the main thing. So people think, okay, like, I'm special, these laws don't apply to me. Okay, so everybody has this sense of special. Okay, where the actual natural laws don't apply to anybody right now. Only the human man-made government country laws apply to them. They think that's all, and if I break them, I'll get into trouble. Okay, some even think that, okay, if I break them, I'll still get away with it or whatever. Like, they have their ways about, but no one thinks about these natural laws at all. Like, they do have no consciousness awareness of these. Okay, so that's a big thing in today's world. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
and if we
huge.
talk about
Yeah,
natural laws, then we can also flirt with the topic of higher power. Let me, I always like have some kind of intuition that okay, I decided to take action once in my day
yes,
in my life, like one day, everything happened in one day. In one day, anything can happen. So one day
yeah,
I decided I
yeah,
was waking up. I was starting to take action, going on YouTube, working on myself. But I worked on myself a lot prior to coming on YouTube. And I
oh,
did like
obviously,
1,000 something video on another channel before starting this year. So I wasn't ready to go live and
yeah,
direct like this right away at the beginning. But I
yeah,
took action one day. It happened in one day. But I'm telling to myself sometimes, like I don't feel like not that I feel special. I don't feel different than anybody else. It's just I'm
yeah,
thinking more and I'm taking more action and I care about humanity and I care about my life. I care about my family. I care. So that brings
yeah,
me to the part of taking action, but could
yeah.
there
I mean, because
also be
with
higher
yeah,
power like putting wind beneath your wings? I say it all the time. Spread your wings. Life will
yeah,
put wind beneath your wings if you spread them and be like an eagle. Fly
yeah,
over the cloud when it rains. That's very important to
yeah,
live our life like eagles. Don't go in shelter when it rains. Babylon is sending rain
yeah,
constantly, and we go in shelter. We go on hiding. We're all hiding for what? Why are we hiding? That's another thing. Why are we on the all hiding in our palace thinking we're safe?
yeah. But the thing is, why people are hiding is because they want to take
That's a big
responsibility for
question.
themselves. Because things happen in a way, like when the word care comes. For example, if you have care, if you care, then sincerity comes. The word sincerity comes along with it. If you are really care, then you have to be sincere, right?
Yeah.
Like, when the word care comes, along with that word comes the word sincerity. Like, that concept of sincerity comes. Like, so if you really care for something, like if somebody says, okay, I really care for my kids, then you will have to say, okay, I have to be sincere now. So then you have to figure out what is best for them, what is the best food to eat for them, what is the best that thing for them, what is the best living circumstance for them, what is the, you will have to be sincere, and you will have to put in the work, because there's no caring without that. Like, care is just a word, like it's a hollow word without actual sincerity and everything like that. There is no sense to any such like term even at all. The word care and love and these words are used a lot in this world. I see these words used, misused over and over and over again, but people are not, because the word love also comes from evolve. Like, if you're not evolving, there's no love. Okay, if beings are not getting towards common sense, they're not getting towards discipline, if they're not getting towards reality, then you are just, what are you doing? Like, where is the care, where is the love? What is this care and what is this love, which doesn't even want to find out what is good? What is this care and what is this love, which doesn't even want to find out what are the natural laws? What laws should I follow so that good happens for me and for those who I care about? Like, I mean, I don't see this kind of care and love is not real to my eyes. Like, like, it's not like whether it's for yourself or somebody else, like it has to be real. Like, if there's no reality in it, then but that's where the problem lies. Like, and as the bird thing you said, like a bird tribe, like, I mean, that's my emblem. Like, I always use a bird tribe emblem, like, for myself. Like, in my different things you've seen that, like, bird tribe is flying high and this that. I have so many songs about bird tribe and all of these things, my things. Because there's a whole concept of Garud. Like, that's why in Harry Potter the house is Gryffindor. Where Harry Potter's house is Gryffindor in Harry, which is the bird tribe. Gryffindor is, and Slytherin is the snake tribe, you know, serpent tribe, and the bird tribe. All of that thing is comes from the Vedic cosmology. Like, there's a big bird, Garud, which is the king of the birds, and which is above this cosmos, and which is enough power to completely fly over this whole thing. Not just like Earth, like birds which are flying over Earth right now. It's much more than that. And on my LotusOcean.net, there's a story there. Like, if you go to the front page, there's a link called Garud, Ophanim versus Seraphim. If you can click on it, people can read that story. Like, I've given notes on the side. It's like a comic book, and my notes are on the right hand side, so you can have a look about that bird tribe thing. Since you mentioned it, I just thought I would give that, for people who might be interested in that kind of thing. So, yeah,
And
what
it's
being a real bird is like. What does being a real bird actually mean? Like, what does it actually mean to have a wing? For example, if my magnetic coherence behind me is there, and then it will come out as like these cloud patterns in the sky. I have a lot of pictures and stuff with that, which is your like actual auric magnetic coherence field, charge field, which will come in the sky as actual feather clouds. And on my pics, there's a lot of all those pictures are there with those kind of clouds, like thousands of pictures of those kind of different feather clouds which I took to prove that this actually happens. Okay, you can have a field effect which is your actual wing from behind your magnetics, which can spread into the sky and create that wing. you know so like, I like, because I like to prove things rather than just speak things. Like talking, anybody can, like, people can talk, but point is to actually do the thing and give a demonstration and demo it for people. Like, as we speak, the birds go like, yeah.
and it's such a
Yes.
yeah as we speak. Yeah.
Yeah, like about this, they came like right now, and as speaking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And it's
yeah.
interesting also to see the word, like you said, bird, and the word bird. Maybe you're really born once you live like a bird in the sky, and
Yeah.
birds are not inferior as far as I'm concerned, and they live in
Yeah,
the moment.
but
Like,
these
why
birds are
also,
obviously
another
just
thing, hold on, another thing I wanted to ask you, why does bird sun gaze a lot? Like, they like to just sit and gaze at, there's something with that because I often go to my chilling spot and there's a whole bunch of birds. It's a bird sanctuary type of thing, and I like to go there because also what they do, they can sit for hours just looking at the sun.
yeah, the birds which on the physical realm, they are obviously a manifestation, a sign. Like, they're very yeah, they're a sign for of the higher that thing, like your higher self, your higher being. you know you understand? Like, it's a actual wing. Like, when like the wing which shows up in a cloud, like big, huge. I mean, there's no bird on earth which has a wing that which has a wing that big. The kind of wings I get in the sky, they are very huge. There's no bird on earth which has those wings. They are small, small wings. Even the biggest bird on earth right now has a wing maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 meters. Like that's all. So these birds, the physical birds, are an expression of that state. Okay, an internal state, which that's why they showed all the gods with wings and the deities with wings. With the Hermes with wings. Okay, because it's an actual different state of being. Okay, it's where you are actually flying above the thing. You
That's
are
why
actually really, which is
angels.
like above the matrix. Like there is a matrix right now in place. Okay, now you can be crawling in the matrix, or you can be flying above it. Okay, so
I love that.
so the thing is, like, I have never crawled in the matrix. I've always been above it. Like I've always been outside it. Okay, so it's a like a decision you make, you know and it's a thing which you do, you know like, yeah, there's a nice glow here. I'll put like your this, like, at
Yeah.
least to,
Oh,
yeah. Okay,
I
it's
hear the
it's very
birds.
nice how,
I hear them.
yeah, they're all around like this.
And that's so.
Yes.
And what about the language of the birds? Like, it's another very very interesting to talk about is how birds communicate together. And there's a lot of people that have been talking about the language of the birds, and
The bird language. Yeah, bird
yeah, the bird
language. Yeah,
language. Yeah.
but the bird language, it's like it's
Whoops, PT's frozen. Whoops, maybe you would have to come back. I did that before. I had a few hangouts with Arthur Christian. The thing was frozen like this. But anyway, you know what I think it is a lot? That's what I thought during the time he come back. What we were talking about, but we were gonna be talking about the bird language. He said language of the bird language. I think that's the way to say it. But there's another thing I think that we're missing a lot in our society, and not only in our society, in our hearts, is values. That's what I was talking about this week on my other channel. Values. We must reactivate those values. And what's a value is something that is important to you. And so, if it's important to you, you're going to do something. If you value freedom, if you value caring, sharing, and these stuff, you're going to do things to value it, to make it important, to make it come to reality. Like you're going to care, and you're going to be. That's it. So I think that's the biggest part is we're lacking values, very very much. And once we start to care, and it's just, it's not very complicated. I think it's just, yeah, he's going to come back. He just logged off. He's probably going to come back. It's just to care. I think it's the answers are in there. It's in caring, sharing, and giving. And we'll find the answers. Like we're all looking for answers and stuff. And I think humanity has been heavily seeking truth for eons. Like we're not all sleeping here. We're the masses. Again, if we talk about masses, when I say masses, is more people who don't question things. If you find yourself in a church or anything that where lots of people go, anytime you find yourself on the side of the majority, like someone had a quote like this, take a pause and reflect. If you're in a group, if you're in a because that's our desire a lot, is to fit in a group, fit in a certain so the moment we realize that we don't have to fit in, we have to be ourselves. We have to be ourselves. That's what we have to do. Then you start creating something genuine. That's what we want. We want to create genuine existence here, not just something, not just a fleeting sense of existence. We want to feel life deeply. That's what I want. That's why I came here on YouTube. It's not to impress anybody or to please anyone or to make you like me. Like, it's a divine work, and someone has to do it. So someone has to take responsibility. That's the only thing. And I'm not responsible for the whole earth. I'm responsible for my life, and that's what I'm taking responsibility. But it's not something extravagant also to take responsibility. It should be natural for all of us. But it's to get back those drive activated often. Reactivate your drives that needs to be activated. The drive for caring, sharing, connecting. All this has been dim. The light is dim inside of us. So it's just to reactivate the fire, reactivate, like, we shouldn't be living, we're all so greater than great. We're all greater than great. And it's not far, that greatness. You just gotta dig a little bit. Are you there? You
Yes,
there?
my net
Oh,
went.
okay, perfect.
Yes.
It's okay. I'm used to
Yes.
be alone. It's not
Yes.
a big deal for me. I can speak
Yeah.
for hours and hours.
Yeah.
I'm very
Yeah.
inspired. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. Also, I want to talk to you. That once you start taking, it's weird how the inspiration can come. And sometimes I never thought that I could do a live show on YouTube and stuff like that. But once I
Yeah.
started taking action, I'm suddenly becoming very, very inspired and very focused and very mission driven and very, like, it's a divine
Yes.
work. Like I just said, I'm not here to please anyone. Like
Yes.
just like us, what we're doing together, I'm not doing this to please you. Not we both know it's a divine work in progress, and we both know we have to do it. So we show up on time and we're there, not because you want to. No, it's a divine
Yeah.
work.
But
And
another thing. Yeah. Another thing about this bird tribe we
yeah,
were
the
on
bird.
like
We
before.
were talking about the
The
birds. Yeah,
bird
yeah.
tribe. Bird tribe. Okay. Like a bird tribe is, like I said, like, you when you are actually floating above the matrix and you're not part of the matrix, you're actually floating above it. Okay, right? That's real bird tribe. Okay. And the thing is, like, whenever these kind of things happen, what I find in mostly people, like, there'll be a lot of people who will be saying, oh, like, I get to hear things like, okay, I'm a bird man, I'm a bird woman, I'm a bird this thing, I'm the. Okay, it's not about a label. People turn this into a label. It's about actually doing it. It's about actually doing it. It's not about giving yourself a label. Okay, this or that, I'm this or I'm that. You have to do it first. If you're actually soaring above the matrix, then you're automatically a bird man or a bird woman or anything. You don't have to give that label. But if you are not doing that and you just give yourself a label while you are crawling in the matrix and you are totally under it, then it is of no good to you. You know, that's what I think ego hijacks the terms of all these principles, these actual things, these actual realities where you don't actually work for it. You work for it. Become that. Thing until you actually work for it and become that. Don't say anything. Don't pat yourself on the back. Don't give labels. Don't give any of these things until you actually do it. You know, and when you actually do it, then you don't need that label anyways. But where you actually experience the thing. Right now, people are more interested in saying something. I'm this or I'm that or that, rather than actually doing something. The fun, the actual fun is in the reality of being there or being at that level and experiencing it. Fun is not in just making up statements or that thing which might just please you for 1 second or 2 seconds. You know, like it's not going to give you the actual real pleasure of or the bliss of being actually that.
No, no.
Like it's yeah,
It's in the
yeah,
moment. It's being one with the moment. I think the key is really to strive to be one with the moment, one with life, and really bring all your
yeah,
good energy out. That's what we do. Just by generating a flow of
yeah.
positive energy. This is love also. It's energy, it's in motion. So it's love. But love is not static. I don't think it's something static.
Yeah.
What do you
Positive is, but positive is positive action. Positive is
think?
positive action. Like you're taking an action. You're not just giving a label or saying I am this or I am that. It's not for a proclamation. It's actually an action. It's a continuous action. It's a continuous action. It's like in this moment, in the next moment, in the next moment, in the next moment, in the next moment. It is continuous action. It's not unceasing action. It's not like you are saying, okay, I'm this now or that thing. And people are proclaiming so many things right now, and they're none of those things. They're still just little pawns. That's what they are. That's what the actual reality is. Okay, but their ego will not let them like face that reality. Okay, and if your ego is not going to let you face the reality, then you will stay there only and you'll go down further. Okay, and that's what the beings who are in control want people to be. They want them to have this ego about the whole thing. Like, oh, I'm not trapped. Oh, I'm not trapped. I mean, how you're not trapped? I mean, like people like to say that, no, I'm not trapped. Maybe my neighbor is trapped. Okay, maybe that thing is trapped, but I'm not. Okay, people like to give themselves this kind of thing, but when they are actually trapped, they don't actually admit to their situation. If you don't admit to your current present situation, when you said in the moment, that is the moment what your situation as a being practically is in that moment. That honesty of that moment. And if you admit to that, then you can raise yourself higher. But if you never admit to your situation, you know, then you can't tell. Okay, if you just say like I'm not in a prison, if somebody is in a prison and they say like I'm not in a prison, then they can never do prison break. They cannot do like prison break at all. They say, I don't see any walls, I don't see any bars, I'm not in a prison. Like people just say these kind of things. It's a very, very like escapist tendency, egotistically escapist tendency people are being programmed with right now.
Oh,
Like we don't look at reality and face reality for what it is. And that's the
no.
main thing. I mean, that's what is people are suffering from. I mean, you must have seen in your life, you must have seen thousands of people or whatever, like, and that thing, and they're just not like facing reality. I mean, even all the things which are about flat earth or other things or different things which cropped up on net, or like NASA not going to the moon or any of these things, all these things are about one thing only, and that is facing reality, right? Okay, like I mean, like don't attach your ego to it. Okay, we didn't go to the moon. Okay, don't attach the ego of the human race to going to the moon or not, like, right? Finally, what's the problem in all
It's
facing
the,
all these realities? Yeah. Yeah, it's
it's
a
the
singular
ego
problem.
for some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like, okay, oh, like, oh, as a human race we should have been able to go to the moon and stuff like that. It's not, don't attach your ego to that. Okay, I mean, as a human being you can go much farther than the moon, but not in this physical sense which they are telling you. Okay. There are other ways to go higher, really higher, actually. Yeah.
And that's what
Right
I
now I
find
speak,
a lot.
lightning is happening out there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
find before having a bigger sense of reality, I was living like not from the real uh me. Like it's like people are kind of possessed. I don't know if it's the word. It's
No,
big
no,
what
but
I'm saying
no,
here,
it's just
but
it's
evilly possessed. It's not far from what I was doing before. Now I'm more on the side of righteousness, of love, of and action.
yeah,
Action. So
action. Yeah.
so
Yes.
could
I
we
mean,
be like evil possessed?
yeah. The thing is, as I speak right now, like there's lightning happening here, like a lot of
Yeah,
lightning. Okay.
I see the
Yeah, I
lightning.
mean, right. So every word I speak, there's a thunder strike happening out here. So there was no clouds here before, and now it's all cloud and lightning out here. Like before this talk started, like just two
And
hours.
we're
Yeah,
talking
like
about confusion and dark world and dark stuff. So you see that
yeah,
the temperature is along with it.
yeah. And then lightning is obviously like a thunderbolt. It wakes you up because lightning is a symbol
Yeah,
for awakening. When your
that's what
words
we
hit
need, a
like
lightning
lightning.
bolt to our head.
Yeah, yeah. To wake people up, like like
Yeah,
lightning bolts and like that kind of thing. So that's what's happening. And my point in this is have to not attach, like people have to become honest and admit it to their situation. It might be a bad situation, but one has to admit to it, because when one admits to it, then one can rise from it. From that
yeah,
point one can rise. If
and
one doesn't face it, yeah,
suddenly
they
when you
cannot.
realize all these things, you might think the world is bad and all that, but the day that I realize all this, it's not, you don't realize how bad the world is. You realize how powerful you are and how much you have to
Yeah.
work on
If
yourself to get to that power. And the power is to be mighty, and who's mighty? Who conquers himself. That's who has to be never mind conquering the world, just conquering yourself to get to your higher self, or whatever it is, the true you, which has been covered or discovered, or whatever it is. But yeah, it's very deep,
yeah,
man.
yeah. But the important thing is to get out of that good and bad word.
Yeah,
Okay, the good, the bad. Whatever they consider the bad guy, good, bad, like that dichotomy, people have to get away from this good and bad. Like there is a force. Okay, there's a force and a real. Okay, I mean, and you align with it or don't align with it. There's no, it's not a question of this good and bad thing. People have this thing about good and bad and stuff like that. It doesn't work like that. It works more like whether you are going to align, where you're going to be honest. Like when honesty is not good or bad, it's beyond good or bad. you know like when you come to realize, like whether this thing is like this thing is like that, or whether my situation, you don't say I'm in a bad situation or I'm in a good situation. You just say I'm in this situation. you know you don't say I'm in a good situation or I'm in a bad situation. You just say I am in this situation. The word is this, not good or bad. Okay, now from there you can take it from there without giving any labels to this. This labeling of good, bad, all of this has, like, because people don't know what is good and bad, because they don't know the natural laws first, in the first place. Okay, so they don't have any sense of good and bad. They might think, oh, this is good, like following the man-made laws is good. Okay, but is that good? I mean, people say I'm a good citizen. Okay, because I do this, I pay my taxes, I do this, I do that, then I'm a good person. I'm a good citizen, right? But is that a good thing? Like, oh, these things, these words are confusing. This good and bad thing is a very confusing thing, okay, for people. Okay, that's why whenever people are being honest, I think when people are being honest, they rise above these words. Actually, they understand, okay, if you have a problem in your body, or if you have some situation, you say, okay, I have this. You don't say it's a good or bad. Okay, you just say this is what it is. you know and then you work from there, and you get past that. If you have a problem, psychological, anything, or if you that thing, you just say, okay, this is the thing. Okay, now I'm gonna, without giving label of good and bad, and because bad create depression in people. Okay, whenever they use the word that bad, then the depression comes. People get depressed. Oh, so much bad in the world, there's so much bad, there's so much bad, how am I going to take care of this, how am I going to do this, how am I going to, like, it feels all too much. you know like, so if you take that bad word out, then you will feel much better. Okay, just by taking that word out completely. Like, so, yeah, yeah. So
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's, yeah, yeah,
there's also
yeah,
something like I was talking before. I think it's a lot the integrity also that we let be broken. Like we break our integrity, we have no values. Like if you ask people to make a list of 10 of their most important values, I'm sure most people can't
yes,
even make it. We have no values, man. We
yeah,
don't know what's important anymore. Like I made a list the other day. I've never made that in my life. What was important to me? I made it at 44-year-old. What was important to me in my life? And I'm not lying.
yes.
I'm taking it's because
Yeah,
now I'm looking at life like my responsibility is not only paying my tax and taking care of my children and paying my mortgage or whatever it is you have to pay. The
yeah,
responsibility is life. We have a responsibility
yeah,
towards
yeah.
life. But
Yes, yes. That's the thing. So that is a big shift. That is a big shift from this little structure they have made. This governments and all of that, they have made this because they are trying to take people away from their main work. As a human being's work is only one, and that is to evolve themselves. Every human being is out here to evolve themselves. There's not any other work for any other human being. But now, right now, they have made so many works, different works for different human beings. Oh, you have to do this, you can do that, you have this work, you have that work. You're gonna just stand at the supermarket checkout and just that thing. That is such a. Nobody was born to do that. Like, like it was, like, it's not like anybody is born to do that kind of thing. Like, it's not humane. A lot of the things which are happening are not human. It's inhuman. Okay, the word is inhuman. Like, it's not, because human beings' job is to evolve themselves. Everyone, bar none, bar none. I'm saying nobody. Like, I'm saying not a single person. It's the same job for everyone. One job, and people don't know that job. And if they know that this is our job and this is what we are born to do and this is that thing, then there'll be a different awareness, there'll be a different thing, there'll be a different kind of atmosphere, there'll be a different environment, there'll be a different sense of everything. you know when they come to know what their actual job is. Like right now, people have a very weird definition of what their job work is on earth. you know so that whole definition has to change on. And that's in this, when you invited me to the show or whatever, like, I'm just trying to tell them that that's their work, not what they think it is. Like, so, and that work, for doing that work, you'll have to put your ego, which your false sense of knowing, aside. You will have to do that for doing that work. Because if you think you already know what that work is, then you will never actually get onto the path of real work or real evolution or a real development, real bliss, real anything. Yeah, real birthright.
A
Yeah.
job will always keep you just over broke. First of all, a
Yeah.
job is a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I've done many jobs in my life. I always been just over broke. But many people don't realize that they have that we've been, and I think
I
we're
mean,
not very guided. Like I say, children need guidance
it
these
doesn't matter.
days.
Like, I mean, a lot of people have jobs. A lot of people have jobs which give millions of dollars or billions of dollars. There are people with like Bill Gates or stuff. They have billions of dollars. Like, doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah,
But what is that person doing? Yeah, he still has to live and eat and do the same thing, right? Even if he has that, like, but
yeah,
is he evolving or not? That is the thing. Like, it's not about that. Like you I'm saying, it doesn't matter how much people are taking or whatever. It makes no sense. It doesn't matter. Like the person who's got a lot of money might be making all the bad choices in life, and having the more worse life with more tension and more craziness all around them. So they don't have any time for the actual real work. So a normal person might have more time for the real work than a person who's a millionaire or a billionaire,
and
because they have so many commitments and all of this and whatever they have, like.
and
So
when we come to talk about the responsibility and stuff like that, there's people in this world, they're so-called leaders. Uh, are they blind or not? Like,
yeah.
it's a deep question when I'm asking you, but are they blind or not? Because when I say blind, is blind to what
No,
they're
they're not
doing,
blind.
or
They're just devolving. There are beings who are devolving. They are on a devolutionary path.
evolving.
They are beings who are on a devolutionary path. That's all they are. Okay. And since they are on devolutionary path, since they are the leaders, others are following them. Others are following them to devolution. They are just evolving. They are doing one simple thing, and since they are the leader leading, so if somebody is there going down a ditch like this, and the others are following them right down the ditch. That's all. That's all. And this is more like a cliff. In the end, it will be a cliff. You will fall off completely from the cliff. But it is each one's responsibility whether you follow them or not. They can't force you to follow them. They cannot force you to follow them. It's each individual decision whether to follow them or not to follow them.
And
Yeah,
another
they're
another
not going to put a stick onto you. Yeah.
you said before, be careful with bad and right, and bad and right and stuff like that. That brings me to think that, is it a world of duality or a false duality? Like, there's life and death.
Yeah, and
There's
there's one thing which people understand. Like, people should understand, even from flat earth, what people should understand now from flat earth and everything is, there's up, there's down. There is evolution and devolution. There are two things, and they have actual consequences. Like, it's good and bad. For example, when you have a pain, right? When you have anything in your body and you get sick, you have a pain. It's not about good or bad. Okay, it's an actual pain, right? It ain't about good or bad. It is about actual things. When you are in misery or when you have like torture, when you have pain, like, you don't think about good and bad at that time. All these words will go out. Somebody comes right now and puts 100 needles at you. You will forget all about good and bad at that time. All you will feel is the pain.
I think
Okay.
I think the
I mean,
weather
what I'm saying is,
I think the
yeah,
weather on your side is
yeah.
affecting the communication, because I don't hear you very clearly.
Okay, okay. We'll catch you next time. We can start our this topic from this time, from here where we left off.
Yeah, because I cannot comprehend nothing what you said there. I wish I could comprehend what you say, hear what you say, but it's very, very, it's cutting off. I don't know if people can hear. No good. Just had time. Okay, no, I don't know. Nobody's saying anything in the chat, but even now, I think you're frozen. Are you? Yeah, I think we're losing communication. I think he's getting a storm in his jungle. He's being hit by a storm. We've been talking too much about the nonsense of this world. Is he there? I think he's coming back. I see an icon, but we'll see. We'll wait a little bit. Give him a few minutes. Let's see if he's coming back. But I think there's a storm, rainstorm, thunderstorm. But yeah, maybe we'll just continue another now, I guess. Beautiful people, wonderful people. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. I don't think he's gonna be able to reconnect. It was cutting off. I can't understand him either. Yeah, okay, thank you. You're letting me know. You too, you can't really comprehend what he says. The voice is not clear. Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you guys for letting me know. But we'll set it up another time. But we had a good hour. We had a good hour where the voice was clear and the weather was in our favor. But now I think he's being hit by it. Was getting very dark there. We started, it was clear like the sky. I could see the nature, the trees behind him. But now it was getting very dark. So, but thank you very much, PT, if you watch it. And we'll come back again. I have many other stuff that I wanted to talk to him about: reincarnation, urine therapy, protecting our subconscious, building the vibes together, symbology, tetragrammaton, the pyramids, the Lucifer, Satan, our DNA. But so I talked to him about it. The pineal gland, animal kingdom, consciousness in the animals and stuff like that. Colors, the vibration in colors. Colors have meaning. If they use certain colors for certain stuff, it has meaning for sure. And I don't think it's all evil stuff. We cannot categorize everything evil. We have to be very, very careful because that's what we'll have as experience after. Free energy, that's it, the flower of life, all these stuff that we've heard. Food as medicine, especially. So we'll be back with PT. I don't know when. We'll set up something in the near future. Maybe when he's back in UK. I don't know when the weather is good there. If the weather is good, I don't think we have communication issues with internet. But we have to understand that he's in India, in jungle, in the jungle in the middle of India, and I'm all the way in Quebec here, so there's like a good distance too. Yeah, and I don't think it's done by satellite, if you ask me. So it's pretty far. It's not next door. Thank you very much, everyone in the chat. I see Sachin, great talk, learned a lot. Me too. I always learn a lot. That's why I do these. For me to learn, for us to learn, for I think we have a lot to learn. We have a lot to learn. So, and I know nothing, so I have everything to learn. I always say it. Don't come here for me to instruct you on giving you a definition of life. I'm trying to define my own life and to find sense and meaning in my life. And I found a great meaning since I woke up and I opened my eyes to life. But yeah. Thank you, Leslie, very much. Shruti Anant, the voice. Yeah, Nagnesh, Ganesh. We say Ganesh. Okay, merci Ganesh, merci beaucoup tout le monde. Sarah Crystalline, what a cool perspective on self. Yeah, I like this reasoning on self-obsession too. I had a great series on self-obsession here on the TruMon Show with Arthur Christian. That's what we were talking about. But I like his point of view on it. It's very me. I take everything from all kinds of people and then I reflect on it, and not because one is telling me something that's my complete reality, but I reason and I make sense of life. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, he had a great perspective on that. I liked it a lot too. Kritika, real moral education comes from him. Yeah, exactly. He's very grounded, very present with life, and he's not walking pretending. So just that is wonderful when you have someone that is not walking pretending. Work is inseparable to get the one's goals exactly. So, Sweaty. Big up, Sweaty. So true. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. And I'll be back. He's not back, so I guess we'll set it up another time. I'm always available for him. He can tell me an hour prior, and I'll be there. So I'm always available. That's not. This is life work. This is divine work. This is not something I do to be popular or anything. I really don't care. I'm not even here. I'm here talking, but I'm not there. It's like that's how I feel often. It's like I come here, I do these talk, but it's like it's me. It's me. You get me. But it's like it's more something that I'm inspired to do, and I feel like it's necessary more than watching TV, if you know what I mean. So I've decided to just do something else than watch the hockey on TV. So I'm here on YouTube with you, beautiful people, and talking to wonderful people like PT, and we'll have many, many more TruMon show. It's not. It's just the beginning. I'm just being warmed up. I haven't been here for a very long time, so be patient with me. Be patient. That's one thing. Patience is power. So we have to be patient. Also patient with each other. And when one of us come out to seek a bit of truth, we should be like I don't know, not behind but beside, and not cheer. I don't expect everyone to cheer for the mission that I do here, but at least be supportive. If your vibe is pure and true, we can increase the frequency, and that's what we're doing here. We're just increasing the frequency on Earth by reasoning and thinking, and we start to think. It's not because it's very dramatic what's going on. We're just starting to think, and we're doing great reasoning and stuff. I just do my part. Again, I'm not reasoning for the whole Earth, but we do something at least on the internet together, and we put it out so people can. It's for the benefit of us all. Yeah. So that was Yannick, your host of the TruMon Show. I was expecting to do it maybe 2 hours again, but it's a good hour. It was intensive and it was very clear. And yeah, I like his insights. He has such great insight. Yeah. Big up PT again, and that's it, guys. I'll be back with him. I'll let you know. I'll schedule it. Is your video in 4K, Yannick? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, hoping if get yeah, we will reconnect. Yeah. Thank you for the talk with Prashant. It's my pleasure. Yeah, it's always a very. I do this effortlessly too, and it's necessary to think. Like I've left TV for something. I left the TV and the hockey for a reason. Now I'm reasoning with life and with great people, and with great people, like you said, they come and show up in your life. It's not something I force here with PT. That's very, very natural. Like we have a natural vibe, and I love it. And everyone, pretty much, you saw me with here on the TruMon Show. I had the vibe. For sure, we vibe somehow together because if not, I don't. If I don't vibe with the person, how do you want to do something that is pure and true and divine and divine and divine? Yeah. So that's it. Can mess with the connection if in high resolution. I don't know. I think so. My thing is in. I have a very good camera. My connection is 120. I have the super high speed internet. I just modified it. I had 30 MPS before. Now I'm at 120. So it's 4 times faster than I had before. I don't know why it's doing this. I think it's more on his end. But resolution wise, I have a very good webcam. It's not the laptop webcam, it's another one. It's a Logitech webcam. I don't think on my end everything seems okay. I mean, I see it good there. I have my other computer going. I see it good, but I had the problem hearing him too. So, well, we'll work on it. Big up, Bliss. I will watch it again. Yeah, big up, Bliss. I don't know. I'll see what sound great to me in Florida. Yeah, I know it sound great to me in Florida. Yeah, probably, but he was in a jungle in India too. We gotta give him. I'll give him a chance. I'll give him a chance again. He was in the middle of the jungle, so but it was great. The great hour we had together. I give thanks. I give thanks all the time. It's a give thanks for life and thing, and it's an everyday thing. So big up, wonderful people. I'm out. Jenny Cure hosted the TruMon Show. See ya. Love you all. But guess what? Guess what? The divine love you more. So rise and shine. I'm out. See ya.